My name is Pat Burns. I'm the Commissioner of the California Collegiate League, and thank you for all for being here for what I hope, is a noteworthy announcement for all of you. Let me begin by thanking Mayor Najarian for taking time out of his busy schedule to be here with us today, as well as Community Service and Parks Director George Chapchin and Glendale Team President Tony Riviera, whom you will hear from in just a moment. Today is a very exciting day for us in the California Collegiate League, the 8 team members of the league, and the over 200 players and coaches that call the CCL home every summer. Next summer, there will be some really good baseball being played under these lights at Casey Stengel Field. And I see a lot of baseball players out here, and I'm really proud to have you guys here, because this is what it's all about, is giving you guys opportunities to play, and I hope you guys get placed in this league. The opening on or about the first weekend of June and going into the first week of August. This facility and this great community will join with about 300 communities across the country that participate in this thing that we call the Collegiate Summer Leagues. And I can tell you, Mr. Mayor and everybody here, that this city and this facility in particular has the makings of becoming one of the finest facilities and finest programs in the entire nation. Not many programs have this type of facility with this much seating and this kind of demographic of a community around it. Thank you for your enthusiasm in supporting this venture. California Collegiate League is a nonprofit, professional-grade baseball organization with a mission of providing minor league type, low-cost, family-friendly entertainment. We accomplish this by encouraging our fans and our players to interact. You know, you go to the academic system, they try and keep the players away from the fans and the fans away from the players. Well, in our league, we try and get them to interact, sign autographs, do clinics, get the kids to come down on the field and do promotions, get them dizzy doing bat spins and human pyramids and that type of stuff. So it's really, that's where we bring the professional grade into it in our minor league systems, promotional systems. But what really distinguishes our league, what really makes it a low-cost entertainment option for a community, and what really endears our players to their community, is that our players are amateurs. They're not playing to get a paycheck. They're playing for the love of the game. And I don't know if any of you can see, but these guys back here are here because they love this game. And that's really the core of what makes this level really successful. And at this level, this is where players like this get to prove that they belong at the professional level. Whether they move on to the major leagues is a function of how they do in professional baseball. To date, over 30 former CCL players are playing in the big leagues, and hundreds over the years have made it to single A, double A, and triple A. So last year we had 233 players in the league. 60 of them were drafted in the major league draft. So if you play in this league, you're a good player. In fact, if you're playing college ball, you're a good player. So I encourage you guys, you players that are trying to make the Glendale team or wherever you're going, work your butts off. It's a good level to be at, and if you get to play on that field or on this field for Glendale and play college baseball, you've accomplished something. But one thing our level does distinguish itself is our use of wood bats and flat seam baseballs. And believe me, this is a big difference for most of our players. This level is the first time using the pro games equipment. And what happens is they show up very motivated to prove that they can handle these professional tools. And that motivation leads to some spirited competition that the fans love, and everybody wins. Bottom line, you can expect Glendale to be very proud of what I hope will become the city's team. The CCL is also very excited about partnering with Glendale Ownership Group under the direction of Tony Riviera. Mr. Riviera brings a wealth of business and professional baseball experience to the table, and having worked side by side with Mr. Riviera these last few months, the CCL couldn't be more optimistic about his and the Glendale team's abilities to enhance our mission to provide a healthy, uplifting baseball experience for the players and fans of Glendale for years to come. Before I turn the conference over to Mr. Riviera, I'd like to ask Mayor Najarian and Mr. Chapchin to comment, and I'd like to make this one last announcement. Mr. Mayor, the last 2 years, the CCL has televised nationally our mid-season All-Star game. This game is produced by Fox Sports West, based out of LA. Last year, the game was broadcast live, coast to coast, and delivered in 64 million homes. With your permission, the CCL would like to schedule our All-Star game to take place here. Wednesday, July 13th, here at Stengel Field. We want to do this as a showcase for how we think Glendale will adopt this team. And with your endorsement and the ability of Mr. Riviera to provide a positive environment, I think we can fill every seat in this stadium, and that this nationally televised event will become a showcase of how much pride we know the people of Glendale have for their community. Thank you for having us in this city. I have this for you.
Thank you.
That's for
Well, I could use
the
it.
tough council meeting.
Yeah, I could use this for those tough city council meetings. Thank you, Commissioner. I am very pleased to hear that news. We would love to host the California Collegiate League All-Star Game. I think it would bring a lot of energy to the city of Glendale and to our community. We are a sports-loving community. We have a lot of great athletes that have gone to the professional levels, not just in baseball, but in many other sports from Glendale. In fact, Andy Reid, coach of the Eagles, was a Glendale College alumni, as well as many others. And I'm glad to see so many young, aspiring baseball players here. And I do hope that you'll be able to make the team and progress and have great success in your sports activities. What a great field we've always had here. We've always known this, and it's like the field of dreams, where if you build it, they will come. And just a year ago, or a year and a half ago, we completely redid this field. We had it laser graded, and you can see how smooth that is, just like a billiard table. And the lights were getting a little bit rickety, and we, as a council, decided we want the very best. So we had the Musco parabolic lighting system put in to make sure that there aren't any unnecessary shadows and that all the light is directed to the field. And at that point, we had Glendale College playing here and some of our Little League teams playing here, and we always knew that someday we'd get the call from a step up in the baseball levels, and we certainly did with the California Collegiate League. It's a great place to come and watch a game. There's a great park behind us, Verdugo Park. So before the game or after, you can bring your picnic basket and enjoy some time with your family. And there's a great downtown we have in Glendale, a vibrant downtown. We've got Montrose up the street, the old town Montrose. It's an easy park to get to. The freeway is just over the hill there, and you're set amongst the beautiful surroundings of the Verdugo Hills and the San Rafael Hills. So we are very, very happy to hear the crack of the bats of the Glendale Angelinos starting next summer, and I look forward to the home games and also the All-Star game that we'll be hosting here for all the other teams in the league. So again, thank you, Commissioner, and Mr. Riviera, thank you so much. And to all you aspiring baseball players and baseball fans, we look forward to seeing you here next year at Stengel Field. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Najarian. Tony, Commissioner, as you know, we did laser grade this field, and we will be working more and more on this field to make sure that this facility is top-notch, so that when you come and televise the All-Star game, or some of the other regular season games, I think, are going to be televised, or maybe sometimes televised, we'll be proud of this facility. And we are proud of it, but it will be top-notch. So I'm really looking forward to working with this team and Tony Rivera and you, Commissioner. We'll do our best to help. This is a partnership, and I think this is going to be good for Glendale. We're really excited about it. So thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. I just want to take the time to thank everyone for taking time out of their busy schedules to join us today in our announcement of what we believe will change the baseball face in the city of Glendale. Words can't describe the excitement level that is buzzing throughout the media today, and certainly throughout the baseball world. When Baseball America calls you at 6 a.m., you know that it's a buzz, because they want to get that story out there. And unfortunately, I didn't answer the phone at that time, but spoke to them a little bit later. The guys that are standing today to be quite frank, you know, it's about you guys. I have coached, you know, for over 25 years at the amateur level and scouted at the professional level, and my heart is always brought back to the amateur level. And why? Because that's where the real warriors are. And, you know, that's where you see the hunger and the dreams. And, you know, going and seeing kids at the Little League level and watching them move up throughout their youth into the high school and the college level, you know, you need not look any further than that to see that so many of these kids have dreams and aspirations to play professional baseball. And I think that this is the last stop right here before you can get to that professional level. You know, college is an amazing place to play, and I think that most kids would just, you know, die to play college baseball, and it's certainly a privilege to have a not only a collegiate team in the city of Glendale, but a partnership with Glendale Community College and Coach Sacuto and his staff. I want to thank the mayor and Mr. Chapjian and his staff for giving us an opportunity. Gabrielle, everybody that worked so hard to get a team here. I think that it will pay for itself many, many times over. We plan on delivering first-class entertainment, a night out at the ballpark, you know, better than what you might have at Dodger Stadium, because there'll always be some excitement here. I don't think that there's ever going to be a moment where you're not going to experience some sort of level of excitement here between the innings and certainly on the field. You know, my plan is not to is not to settle for anything less than a championship. You know, for this city. I'm certainly not walking into the California Collegiate League with the intent on laying down and saying, you know, teams have been here for quite some time, we're not going to compete. You know, that's not the plan. Our plan is to win a championship, and our plan is to win a championship in the very first year that Glendale has a team. You know, so that's the goal. And when you strive for that type of perfection, you have to make sure that you select the right chemistry for the field. And I think that we have a great opportunity and a great nucleus of players that are returning from our time in the SEC last year, where we won our first 15 games in a row and we finished with a 750 winning percentage. We're not going to settle for that next year. You know, our plan is to win a championship. And, you know, we'll do it with the core of the people that are here today, and certainly the top players throughout the country. And I just want to thank you all for coming here. And Commissioner Burns, obviously, words can't describe, you know, how much joy and thanks I have for your support in making this team happen. It couldn't have been done without you. And I know that people were lined up to get a franchise, and I appreciate the fact that you looked very hard at the people involved in the Angelinos organization and pushed hard to grant us a franchise. So with that said, I just want to thank everybody, and you know, appreciate you all coming down. And if we have any media questions or anything, we'll take those pretty quickly. Okay. Yes.
Hi, Gabriel Riss, Glendale News Press. How many open spots are there on the team at this point? Are you going to be having open tryouts, or how is that going to work?
Well, I don't see us doing an open tryout situation. I think it comes down to scouting and player evaluation, and that starts taking place this weekend when we have the California Junior College All-Star game at Mount San Antonio. So this Sunday, and then Saturday we have the North Junior College All-Star in Sacramento. So it really starts now, and you know, over the last several weeks, I have spoken to people like John Savage from UCLA, to Billy Jones at Oklahoma State, and you know, some of the best Division I schools in America. But I'm not necessarily convinced that that those are where you're going to get the best players. I think that first and foremost, you know, you always want to. A lot of times, you see players playing in the College World Series. They may not show up till the end of June. You know, so strategically, you want to make sure that the chemistry fits out of the chute, and how you do that is getting guys in early, selecting your team early, and not waiting for a month and a half for a guy to show up who's just tired because he's been beat up at the College World Series. So, you know, our plan is to look at Southern California players first and foremost. I think that it's very stressful at times for guys to come in and, you know, be in a host situation. I think it's much easier to sleep in your bed every night that you're, you know, well aware of, and you know, eating food that is either good or bad depending on your mom's cooking. But so first and foremost, I want to try and keep things in the core of this community, and then of course go outside the community and not only to bring in players, but to bring in fans for the purpose of creating economic impact, because we believe that we can help sell hotel rooms and fill restaurants and make a day at Stengel Field, you know, a great day out for, you know, fun family entertainment. Anything else? Thank you all very much, and appreciate your time. See you at the ballpark.